Welcome. This video is going to show you how to move from upward facing dog to downward facing dog by rolling through your feet. And if you've been working on that a while and you've been struggling, this is going to do it for you. Now, it's all about correct engagement of the core. When I've taught people this, they've often told me afterwards that they were using their upper ribs to lift back, and that's not it. The core encompasses your pelvic floor. So your Mula Bandha is your base root chakra, which is like doing a Kegel or imagining you have to pee and pulling that Mula Bandha in and up. And then the abdominal lock, which is pulling your belly button in and up. So they go together as one unit. And you want to kind of carry that idea of pulling and engaging both at the same time whenever you're doing any kind of core work. Now, if you've had C-sections or if you've recently had a baby, this is too much for you. There's another video that works on doing correct core and building that connection back, and you have to do it slowly. And if you have had C-sections or any kind of operation, you can really lose connection with this base chakra, this ground or root chakra in your body. So you want to, again, just start with engaging both of them and feeling that connection as one unit, the pelvic floor and the abdominal lock. So to start with this, we're going to do downward dog to pike or plank to pike. And this will help you connect to that area and have that sensation of lifting your feet. And from there, we'll then transition to moving from up dog to down dog, and you'll notice the difference. And when I've taught this in person, people have completely switched their flow. So it is really transformative. You're going to need socks and a hardwood floor, okay, because you need to be able to slide your feet. So pause this video if you don't have that and go and get that sorted out. All right, now let's begin. So your hands are going to go on the mat, and then you're going to be in plank position with your feet out in front of you. And you want to make sure your core is engaged. So you begin by engaging the Mula Bandha, pull your pelvic floor in and up, then engage the abdominal lock. And that is the impetus for lifting your hips high. So try it with me now. You're pulling your pelvic floor in and up, and you're lifting up. So you want to think of it as lifting up rather than pulling your feet into your body. So you're lifting your hips toward the sky, and your feet, simply because they're attached to your hips, are going to come inward. And don't worry about how far in your feet get, right? It's a practice. It's not called yoga perfect. And once you build this connection, it'll come really quickly once you're doing this correctly. Did you feel that sensation of that being the driving force to lift you up? So now we're going to transition that into up dog to down dog. So you're going to need to take your socks off and roll out your yoga mat. Begin lying on your stomach. Tops of your feet are on the mat. Hands are either side of your chest, not your shoulders. Pull your elbows into your sides. Lengthen your tailbone toward your feet so you're creating this space in your lower back. And then push through your hands so there's this upward energy, lengthening your arms and lifting your hips off the ground. Your heart is forward and your shoulder blades are knitting together here. So this is a heart opening pose. Now, if you can't be in a heart open here, if your shoulders are forward of your chest, then stay working on cobra until you can pull your heart forward. Now from here, you're going to use what we learned to roll back to down dog. Rolling between down dog and up dog. So you can just practice what you've learned. So engaging those bandhas, roll back to down dog and then roll back down to up dog. And just play with this for a minute. Really feeling that felt sense of that lower two bandhas engaging. So imagine the cord is pulling up from your pelvic floor, and that is what is lifting and tightening all those muscles and pulling your hips into downward facing dog. So that is the impetus for the move. And that is how you can roll over the tip of your toes. It's coming from that lower core lifting energy, not your ribs. So you can just play with this whenever you want. And I do try to introduce this flow of moving from up dog to downward facing dog as part of a lot of the practices you'll find here on Wholeness with Carly. So that's it. You did great. And I hope that there was something in this that helped you with your practice. And I'll see you in the next video.